It's September in New York. The new cultural season is underway and the New York Film Festival is very much part of it. The hijacking thriller Captain Phillips, starring Tom Hanks, opened the festival. It's based on the real-life hijacking of a US-operated American container ship by Somali pirates in 2009. For Hanks, who portrays the man at the helm, Captain Richard Phillips, it was an intense acting experience.
The tension meter never got out of the red zone on this. And part of it is, it's possible because we were actually in the environments that were literally the environments that Richard Phillips and the hijackers were in himself. But part of it also, too, is this constant mental stress of trying to stay two steps ahead of the game. We can't let him attach that ladder!
The pirates were ruthless, but the film's British director doesn't demonize them.
One of the things I tried to do in this film was to sort of remove the preconceptions that people have about these events and try and depict it for what it is, in the hope that if you tell the story in that way, that you will come to see a common humanity.
We are an unarmed freighter. We have two skiffs approaching.
Tom Hanks' performance was much praised. The film has won some positive early reviews. Captain Phillips gave the festival a very strong start. The New York Film Festival is one of the oldest in America. When it launched in 1963, a great classic, the surrealist black comedy The Exterminating Angel from Spanish director Luis Buñuel, was the opening night film.
I mean, it's no coincidence that the first New York Film Festival opened with Luis Buñuel's The Exterminating Angel, because in these days of the early 1960s, when there were hardly any film festivals in the world, let alone in the United States, the New York Film Festival was really an incredibly important beachhead for these masterpieces of world cinema by directors like Buñuel and Godard and Truffaut to have their American premieres. And if you wanted to see these movies, you had to come to New York to see them.
Since then, films from influential auteur directors already seen at other festivals have defined the New York lineup. In recent times, the festival has expanded its remit, so now there are more than 35 features on its main slate, the most ever. It's been reinvigorated, and also this year there are world premieres of 3 movies with big Hollywood stars, albeit all pictures with a strong artistic streak. But at the heart of the festival are works from the greats of modern cinema, whether it's Japan's Hayao Miyazaki and his animated historical fantasy, The Wind Rises, or the latest film from the Coen brothers, Inside Llewyn Davis, telling the story of a folk singer in New York in the early 1960s. For 40 years, the New York Film Festival reigned supreme, but a little over a decade ago, the Tribeca Film Festival, spearheaded by Robert De Niro, came into being. Tribeca, which takes place in the spring, is a bit of a hodgepodge. The New York Film Festival is more tightly curated. It's been criticised for being elitist.
I don't think we're elitist, but I do believe that we have a smart audience. It's this idea that you can actually have intelligent conversations about film, about media, and that, for me, it's a great takeaway for the festival.
In today's often corporatized cultural landscape, the New York Film Festival remains a bit of a rarity. It's an event where film artistry, not commercial imperatives, appear to govern what gets shown. And that was pretty much the case when the festival came into being 50 years ago.